Welcome back to the Popcorn Hour. I'm your co-host Matt,
And I'm your co-host James.
and this is going to be our Criterion of the month, which is
The Grand Budapest Hotel, which was directed by Wes Anderson. And you want to get into the overview and stuff?
yeah. So, like you said, directed by Wes Anderson. It was released in 2014, inspired by the writings of Stefan Zweig, right?
Yeah.
Zweig. Okay. Especially with his themes of nostalgia, loss, and the fadings of old Europe. It's got a star-studded cast, which we'll get into.
Definitely
Very
one of the-
surprising.
Definitely one of the most probably stacked casts probably the most stacked Wes Anderson cast, and probably definitely up there with one of the most.
And it was just some of the cast that were like well-known actors were kind of just out of left field. Didn't really have too much of a part at all. They were just there for a few seconds or a few minutes.
Like Owen Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah. So this movie, I've never seen it. I watched it today. I've never seen it.
This was one that I really wanted to watch. I was going to watch it before I watched Phoenician Scheme, because I know that he was kind of going back towards this movie for inspiration. And I realized that they had a Criterion, and I was like, I'd rather wait and watch it for the Criterion. So I watched it last night. Went in with very high expectations because this is known as Wes Anderson's magnum opus.
Which means what?
Like his best.
Okay.
And I don't know if I 100% agree with it. I feel like there's an argument for some other ones. But I definitely think this is where he really got his style, like, down perfectly.
Okay.
This is my favorite adaptation of, like, his quirkiness.
Yeah, the movie.
Phoenician Scheme was pretty close, but...
Okay. This movie was definitely quirky. This movie won 4 Academy Awards, including Best Costume Design, Best Production Design, Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Best Original Score. It was nominated for 9 total, which included Best Picture. And I think they rightfully won those.
Yeah.
Out of this whole thing. So, okay. Well,
you want to start off with... Well, not really start off, but kind of go into what we watched.
Yeah.
Listen to last film.
Yeah. So...
You want me to go first?
Yeah, yours is going to be quick.
So I didn't log it because it wasn't really fair, but I passively watched Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz.
Yes, okay.
There was another one. There was like a few more that I kind of passively watched. And then I watched Never Back Down because I was thinking about it a lot since we talked about it on the best worst movies. And obviously the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yep. Okay.
But I'd got 4 movies yesterday at Barnes & Noble and then forgot to bring my PlayStation to my dorm, so I couldn't watch them last night.
Oh, that sucks.
I got a grade 4.
Nice. Okay, so since we've last filmed, I watched Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, which I didn't realize that it wasn't a part of like
part of the
Michael Bay's.
The Bumblebee.
Yeah,
one.
so it's like a totally different thing. So I didn't like it at all. I thought it was really unnecessary. So, but Superman came available on streaming on Friday, I believe.
Yeah.
I immediately bought it. I know a lot of people are upset that it cost $30 for a digital copy of a movie.
It's still in theaters.
Yeah, yeah.
But, I mean, the reason why they did that is because Peacemaker is coming out this Thursday. So he wanted to just kind of get it out onto streaming before that. So
which makes sense. So when I bought it, I watched it almost immediately. And then yesterday I watched the 2017 Power Rangers movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. I saw it on Netflix
random.
and I was just figured I'd only watched it one other time, I think.
I think I've only seen it once. I do think that is one of those movies. That movie to me is like fan 4 stick.
Yeah.
It's pretty good up until they get their suits or up until they transform. It felt like that movie felt so much like Chronicle.
Yeah.
And like Echo.
I think it was good up until
I think it's
like the first 30 minutes. After that, it kind of...
I think it's good up until they first suit up.
That's like pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because they suit.
Until they get their powers.
Okay.
That's what I meant, the powers.
Yeah, okay. Because I looked, the first time they morph, we're an hour and 30 minutes into the movie, and there's 33 minutes left.
That's okay. That's how I felt about the first Venom.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't put on the symbiote, or he doesn't put on the suit, or whatever you want to call it, until like 50 minutes in the movie. And the movie's like an hour 40.
Yeah. Yeah, so that movie Power Rangers had a lot of potential, and they chose not to do anything. I think the best part of that entire movie was the original Mighty Morphin theme playing when they go to Angel Grove.
I think the best part of that movie is when the credits start rolling.
That's fair too. Yeah. I think I had a lot of potential. And then I watched Superman again.
Yeah. You said Elizabeth did not like it.
No. So I'll read what she said. Can I send it to you? So she said that...
She sent me a text about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She said we were an hour into Superman, and she thought that the movie is way too drawn out and should have been over by now, and that a lot has happened, but also nothing has happened at the same time, which I don't agree with her at all. She likes more real... I wouldn't say realistic superheroes, because she says she likes Spider-Man and Iron Man. That's pretty much it.
Which Spider-Man?
Tom Holland's.
Okay. I don't want to use the word hate. I really don't like Spider-Man Homecoming.
I don't either.
The worst part about the movie is the characters, and I guess that could be because Michael Keaton's character is just pretty well done. Yeah. So all the other characters are and they're just better written in the later movies. So the later movies made that one worse. I really liked Homecoming when it first came out, but yeah. I'm not going to go on a tangent about Spider-Man.
Yeah. So I watched Superman twice in one weekend, which was nice. But yeah, you ready to talk about this?
Yeah. So because this is a Wes Anderson, I kind of want to go into the cinematography first because his is so specific. Real quick. I don't know what your rating is yet. I think you probably saw mine.
No, I didn't.
I gave it a 4.
Okay.
And you?
I'm going to wait till we get to the end because I literally just finished 20 minutes ago.
Okay, what would you give it right now?
Right now...
I think when I finished it, I would give it a 3.5.
That's probably where I'm at, is a 3.5.
I feel like on a rewatch, I can go up to a 4.5, and I feel like at the end of this episode, I'll probably go up to a 4.5.
Okay.
So... if you've never seen a Wes Anderson movie, he's among film people. He's most known for the Grand Budapest Hotel, and among like a general audience, he's most known for Fantastic Mr. Fox, which that is still my personal favorite because I feel like his style works so well for an animated type of movie or claymation, I guess, and I love his style, and I know people are starting to hate it now because it's very repetitive and overdone. It's very symmetrical, very kind of 2D and flat, and he really loves the usage of miniatures or scaled-down models and to make them intentionally look like models of whatever it is.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot in this movie.
And he does elements in this movie that I feel like, or in any of his movies, where if you were to see literally them do the exact same thing in another movie, it would look terrible. Like the skiing scene, if they did that like any other movie, it would be terrible. Everyone would be like, this sucks.
I like that scene a lot.
But because of just his artistic vision of film, it's just Wes Anderson. That's just how it is. And it makes it more charming and more of an enjoyable movie, I feel like.
When I watched it, I got a lot of, like, a really strong feeling that I was watching a theater production.
Yes, that's what it does feel like. It's on a stage.
Yes.
And everything's kind of like, I'm thinking, I don't know what it is, but there's like a movie or something where it shows like Pinocchio, and then they're like rowing, and it's obvious that they're not moving, and then like you could see like the waves are just kind of like cardboard just moving over.
Oh yeah.
Or like, I don't know if you've ever seen in the Barbie movie when she's like going to the real world.
I haven't watched the Barbie
Everything
movie.
looks very fake and plasticky, and that looks very inspired by Wes Anderson.
Okay.
And he just has such a weird, quirky vision for how people talk. Like, he's very specific. Like, apparently Steve Goldblum wanted to change the Jeff Goldblum wanted to change the word "the" to "an," and in one of his monologues, and Wes Anderson was like, "No, that's too different." He's very specific. Like this scene where Harvey Keitel is slapping one of the characters. They did that 42 times.
Really?
42 takes.
Why?
Because he is such a visionary for what he wants. He's kind of like David Fincher. He wants perfect. That's why everything is so perfect. Like, if something is imperfect, that's intentional.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's literally one point where the main character has a journal open, or like a little notepad, and there are no lines in it. And then he felt like the character should have lines in the notebook, and you don't even like see the notebook. And then there was this thing where they had to like switch it out with props and stuff, so it had lines in a notebook that you don't really see.
Oh, okay.
He's very nitpicky about what he wants.
Okay.
And
the dialogue seemed very specific.
It's very casual.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, my mom just died. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, there was like the character Zero, no emotion whatsoever.
Because that's the weird thing with their characters. It's like, I don't know what he tells the actors, but they literally have, it's like from the nose up, nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing behind their eyes.
No expressions.
And I think it was most well done in the Phoenician Scheme. How he did that with specifically, I don't know. I mean, all the characters were amazing. It probably, what was his name? Michael Cera's character was, I kind of wish that Michael Cera had a part in this movie. I don't really know where he would fit, but I feel like Michael Cera is the perfect person for a Wes Anderson movie, and I'm a little disappointed that it's taken so long for him to be in one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Michael Cera is very, very emotionless sometimes, but like has dry humor along with it, which I felt like there was a lot of dry humor in this movie.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of parts where I just busted out laughing because I thought it was hilarious.
Like the scene where the hotels are calling each other.
Yes.
I was laughing at every single one of those. Yeah. I like the second one, just laughing.
Yes.
All the stuff in like the prison that they show, laughing.
Yeah, it was really done well. I did
definitely probably his funniest.
Yes, it was really funny, and I think the only issue I had with the entire movie itself was the like it was hard for me to kind of keep track of who the character, like which character was which, like when they were like saying names like Surge. Like at first I didn't know who that was. I couldn't, and then I finally figured out who it was, and it was fine. But at the beginning it was kind of hard to figure out who was who. And then I think he did a really good job with figuring or doing a smooth transition from, because this movie is a story within a story within a story.
Yeah, he loves to do chapters.
Yeah.
And there's like 6 chapters in this.
Yeah. And I think he did a really good job transitioning into each story within a story within a story. So that you fully understood. Whereas sometimes they just kind of go back and forth too much, but this was like, oh, we start here. Now we're going into the story. It felt like you were going
into a tunnel.
Yes, and then you start here, and then you go into the story within the story, and then you're there for a second, and then it goes more into that story within a story, and it stays there for a majority of the movie. Cuts back a little bit, but immediately kind of goes back, and you're not confused at all, which I liked a lot.
And especially his like color for the movies, like his color scheme is very. It's known as like the orange and teal.
Yeah, it's very orange. This movie's very orange.
Yeah, his probably like especially Asteroid City. That one is very orange and teal, but it's just. If you haven't seen this movie or any Wes Anderson, it is so different, and people try to replicate it, but it's just nothing can come close. I was watching this episode of Breaking Bad yesterday where he's like comparing himself to Coca-Cola, and it's like, you're just a cheap knockoff. I'm classic Coke.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Wes Anderson with his vision, he's like classic Coke, and everyone keeps trying to replicate it and trying to like change it and make it their own thing. But like, who wants to live in a world without Coke?
Yeah. Yeah.
But really enjoyed this movie a lot. Is there anything else you want to say before we get into spoilers? Because I'm ready to jump into this.
No. I think we're good to go into that. Yeah, we've pretty much hit everything so far. So, yeah, you want to go into spoilers?
Yeah. So from now on, there will be spoilers. So proceed with caution.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to go straight into the characters.
Yes.
Because definitely one of the more pleasant surprises was Ed Norton. I do feel like he just was a little off because I didn't really think that he should fit into a Wes Anderson movie like this, that type of character. But Wes Anderson wouldn't put him in if it wasn't perfect. So I do think his character was really well done towards, like, by the time we got to the end of the movie, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think it worked really well because he wasn't in it that much.
Yeah.
Like he was in short little spurts throughout the movie.
And he was really funny, like the shootout scene where he's like, why are you shooting them?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's, he was saying it's Adrian Brody, that his character. And he's like, oh, is this whatever? And he's like, oh, but it's him. This.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, everyone is under arrest.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just funny.
That part specifically, I was kind of like, okay, there's two different ways you could go about this, and I think Wes Anderson chose the right one, to where he kind of just ignored whatever Ed Norton's character just kind of ignored what everybody was saying, and was like, okay, the easiest thing for me is to, just put everybody under arrest, nobody move, and things like that. So I think that was really funny. I think the funniest part of this movie was when, after the skiing scene, and they get off the cliff and stuff like that. Willem Dafoe, who was a weird surprise.
Yeah. Speaking of him, that jacket that he wears was fully designed for this movie by Prada.
Oh, really?
And it is a couple of grand.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That is a cool, like, the flask with the holster.
Yeah, that was cool.
I liked it. He's up there for, like, a Wes Anderson villain. I really liked him a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
But
so because not only is he's walking and you only see his feet, and he's walking by, and then you see Zero feet just hanging out. Yeah, like some weird cartoon.
It reminded me of, like, the claymation Rudolph movie.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I did think so too. And then Gustav's just hanging out the edge, and he's stomping the ground because it's snow. And then all out of nowhere, Zero just collects himself and just shoves Willem Dafoe's character off the cliff. And I don't know, it might have been the way it was shot, where
he looked like a Red Dead 2 ragdoll.
Yes. Yeah. And I was just like, what is happening? But I thought that was the funniest part of the entire movie.
I thought the funniest part is when Zero and Agatha, when it shows their, like, dates, and they're, he's like, on the third date, I asked her to marry me, and then he goes, will you marry me? And she's like, yes. And then they just start, like, aggressively
attacking each other in the theater. Yeah.
But it's so obviously, like, fake.
Yes.
But it's just funny.
Yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah. So I think all the characters did really well, and the surprise, like, cameos, I guess you can call them, like Bill Murray.
Yeah, that one was
that funny. Threw me off. And then you get Owen Wilson towards the end.
Bill Murray's a great person for Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, the amount. Let me look.
There's just like 40. I feel like not as much as Happy Gilmore 2, but
yeah, absolutely not. I think obviously Willem Dafoe is surprised at Jeff Goldblum. Edward Norton.
Who's Steve Goldblum? Oh, wait, no, he's the voice actor. He did, like, Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. Jude Law.
Yeah. I don't know if Adrian Brody's not really a cameo, but
Mm-mm.
like I saw a list that he's technically a cameo for some reason, even though he's a big role. Oh, what's her name that played the old woman?
Madam D, or is that her name? Madam D.
Yeah, what's her actress name?
Is
She was a surprise. I did not expect her to be in it.
she looked really familiar, but I couldn't place who it was.
She was the high, whatever her name is from Doctor Strange, the bald chick.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I was like, who is this person?
Tilda Swinton.
Yes.
So this movie, they didn't spend a lot on a big budget. Or that didn't make sense. They didn't spend a lot on like everything entirely. They try to lowball everything. But the actress that they wanted to play her character couldn't do it because of scheduling conflicts. So they got Tilda Swinton to do it, and it took her like 5 hours in makeup, hair and makeup,
Oh my gosh.
to do that like short scene. And that when Gustav sees her dead body
Oh my
is
gosh.
so funny. When he's like, you look better than you have in years. You look alive.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Yeah. And then he notices her fingernails and he's like, "Oh, you did change it. It's perfect." It's like that's like she's dead.
Oh, another hilarious moment was Jeff Goldblum's character. When Willem Dafoe is like holding his cat and then just throws it out
Throws
the
it out
window.
the way. Did
And
you
then
just
did you
throw
throw my cat out the window? No.
And then he goes
And
over
the
there and
cat
looks.
is like sprawled eagled
Yes.
on the pavement.
That was
And then he like it's like he's at the dry cleaners and has a card for his dead cat, his like Persian cat.
yes.
And then he just walked out holding a duffel, like a trash bag.
Yeah. That particular scene, and then he's running ish or trying to
From
escape
Willem
from Willem
Dafoe.
Dafoe, and it was like a split second, but he was in the dark, and he turned and there
And
was a
his-
light, and it was just his glasses that
I
glowed.
love that shot.
That was really cool.
I loved that
Yeah.
shot. It kind of reminded me of Sin City.
Yeah.
And I really wish that there was another movie made like that where like it's just silhouettes or something and all that is illuminated is like glasses or something like that. I feel like that would work a lot better for animated, but that looked really good for reminded me of like the animated series.
Yeah, and Batman Beyond, there was one episode where it did that quite a bit, and that's what it reminded me
It's
of.
the episode where the actor for Terror, right? Or no, it's like Batman's like who he idolizes, that character from that movie.
No, I was thinking about it's like the third episode of the first season, and it's like a kid that his dad like hates him kind of, but then he takes control of his like construction robot. It does that right there quite a bit. It also reminded me of the poster for Thief.
Yep. I was kind of wondering how they did that shot because it would I feel like there's two approaches to this. You do practical, but because it was so short, it makes me think it wasn't. Because it was only like half a second, I feel like it was and just in post because it didn't really have like a natural reflectiveness to him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the way to do that would just give him reflective lenses and then just like have a bright light in front of him and then just lowered like the exposure and just dim everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to use like camera terms because people probably don't know that, but I feel like in post it would have been just easier just to take your slider, drop the color, and then just put two gray circles because they were just flat gray.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's an easier way to do it.
Oh, okay.
Looks-
I like that. I mean, it was only like half a second, but it was really cool.
I liked Willem Dafoe's like how his eyes were so sunken in because his eyes naturally are, but they were like black.
Yeah. And did he have like stuff in his like teeth or like
I think
like
so.
prosthetic or whatever? Okay, because at certain parts of him look or certain scenes it was very noticeable, and then if you look, if it was like a shot of like his actual face, it really wasn't noticeable. So it was kind of weird, but yeah, I wasn't sure if he actually had fake teeth in or whatever to make it look like he was more of like a cartoon villain
Yeah.
for the movie.
My biggest issue with like the character of Zero was the actor. He's definitely most known for Spider-Man movies being Flash Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really like the portrayal that they chose for that. And once he was in this, I was kind of like, okay, we'll see what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And he was probably my favorite character,
Yeah.
even like his older version. I'm surprised that he hasn't done more like serious or critically acclaimed roles after this, because that was his first big movie.
Oh, okay.
And I know that they had a really big problem with trying to find someone for that, because they wanted originally for the actor to be Arab.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just couldn't find anyone that really fit the role.
Yeah.
Because Wes Anderson's so nitpicky.
Right.
So they searched around the US, the UK, everywhere. Couldn't find anyone. And then they kind of expanded their search to other ethnicities that were similar-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And then they found him. And they're
Oh.
like, oh, he's perfect for this.
Hmm.
Another thing, speaking of the older stuff, I really like the aspect ratio changes of this. So when it's when Zero's telling a story, it's in like a 4:3 aspect ratio, so the bars are on the side.
Yes. Okay.
And then at the beginning, when it's doing the exposition, it's more just boxed in.
Yeah.
And then once we see like the future, it's a standard cinematic form with the black bars on the top and bottom.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting. That's where they try to tie in like the nostalgia, because like showing how much older it is. But I really enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
Usually I don't
threw
like
me
when
off at
movies
first.
do aspect ratio changes.
Yeah.
And if they do, I usually like it when it's an actual transition. But I liked how this one was.
Yeah.
I like how the aspect ratio is telling a story, and that's something that not a lot of detail goes into stuff like that. And I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah. I also liked how they did a really good job showcasing the time frames. With like
With dates and
transition
stuff.
slides, the dates and things like that. So there was no confusion or no question where we were at. So even like
even when it is jumping around.
Yeah, even when Gustav gets like arrested, and it's like 1 week later.
October.
Yeah, or
And
like
then
November 17th. You know, so that was good, because sometimes I really just get bothered when they don't do stuff like that when there's so much of it, and like you get kind of confused as to what time frame we're at. But this one did a really good job.
I really enjoyed like going back into like the set design and stuff. So the hotels are like 8 different hotels, and actually in the opening shot, well, they also did the makeup like when they're filming in the lobby and stuff. They did the makeup, everyone's makeup in the lobby to save time. And when we see like the old Zero like sitting in the chair, the actual manager or the actual owner for that hotel is in the lobby, like, standing at the front desk. But like the miniatures look so cool, because what you see on screen when they're establishing like the elevator train thing or like the hotel, it looks like a painting.
Yeah,
that's just real. Like that's a real prop. Like the elevator is a real thing. It's a little miniature elevator.
That's what I figured it was, because it did look off in the sense that it didn't look like a giant elevator. But I like those a lot. Like the elevator scenes were really nice.
Or another one that is funny to me is when they're in the train. It's literally just like it's just plywood basically, like a small plywood thing, and then there's just people with like shapes or something.
Oh.
It's really small. It's literally like as big as from like me to you.
Oh, okay.
It's really interesting. It's weird how Wes does stuff, especially if you look at like the behind the scenes of like Fantastic Mr. Fox. It's like they're just like in a garden, and they're just filming it, but they're just getting the audio from it and kind of like seeing how they physically act.
Yeah.
But they're just like in a random office, just wearing normal clothes, and they're just like filming on like it looks like a camcorder.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see how he works compared to other directors.
Yeah, yeah. So one of the things that I really liked was when Gustav escapes prison,
The
and
perfume thing.
yeah, and Zero just forgets everything or
Yeah.
doesn't bring everything, or like he's like, oh, what about the disguises? He's like, we're wearing them. He's like, what are you talking about? And it's like, oh, I thought you would have, grown out your facial hair or whatever, and he's like, no, I wanted you to bring like mustaches and prosthetic noses and stuff like that.
And he's like, oh wait, please have my perfume. And
Yeah,
he's like, I
I
forgot.
forgot it. Yeah, and then it didn't happen the way I expected it to, but then like he gets really mad. Gustav gets really mad, kind of. But then he kind of insults Zero almost, and then Zero tells him like why he's in the position he's in,
Mm.
and then I thought Gustav was gonna make like turn it into a joke or like say something funny or whatever, but he like became really serious and like very apologetic
Mm.
and stuff like that, and I thought that was a nice moment between those two. But they did stand there for a very long time when
Yep.
they should have been running uh, to escape the prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
weird.
really that was another really funny moment is when like they're like about to break out and then they open the latch and there's just guards down there
Yeah,
and the one guy just goes bah
yeah.
down with
He's
the
like, I got
knife.
this. Yeah, that was funny, and poor guy just died.
Yeah.
Like
And
he
then I
didn't.
guess it's technically a draw.
Yeah, that was funny. There was a lot of like within serious moments,
Just like
a lot
quick
of
little
jabs and jokes and stuff like that, which was nice. I really liked the scene when they're reading the will, and it's like the punch out scene, and
yeah, but
like
they're obviously like 5 feet apart
yes,
and
yeah,
it's just
yeah, and then one after another, just back and forth, which was really funny.
I really like on the train when he's like, oh no, he's with me. He's yeah whatever, and he goes exit the train. And he goes, and then he just like they just start swinging out of nowhere and they quickly run. Or like when Gustav, like when they show up to the hotel and they're like, "You're under investigation." And he goes, "No," and then just darts.
Yeah, yeah, that was good, and then it was, and then go and it's a week later and he's in the prison and he comes to talk to Zero and he's just all beat up.
Yeah,
I'm like, what happened? And then he just explains like, oh yeah, that you pretty much what he said was you had
to take out the biggest
the
guy.
biggest guy in the prison to assert that you're not going to be, and the phrase he used I really liked because the Rock used it a lot when he was in wrestling. Candy ass. That was so funny. I don't know why. It was just because I like that term.
I really like I feel like the strong suit of this movie is the third act.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so engaging, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just really, really fun when like everyone's like shooting at each other, and then like you see the boy with apple painting,
Yeah.
and Agatha like running with it,
Yeah.
and then she's like hanging off the thing, and Zero's like, "I'll save you," and then he's like, "Oh," and they're like stuck together
Yeah.
on the thing.
I thought she was gonna die in
I
that
did
moment.
too.
You
And then they like fall into the pastries.
Yeah, because then
She learned how to bake for the movie, actually.
Oh really?
Yeah, Wes Anderson strongly advised that she learned how to bake
Huh.
like the actual pastries. You can actually look up how to make all of those pastries, like that chocolate tower thing.
Yeah.
You can look up how to make it. Like before the movie came out, they made like cooking videos on YouTube.
Oh,
So
interesting.
if you want to make those chocolate desserts, I don't remember exactly what Gustav called them, but they're on YouTube.
Oh, interesting. I did think
She said
those
that was
looked
the hardest
interesting.
part.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, because baking and pastries are really hard to do. So
I
that
did
was
like how
some dedication.
when they like showed her baking for the first time, she just had flour everywhere,
Yeah.
like in her hair and all over her face. It looked like she just grabbed it and just smeared it.
Right. Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah. I like that. But I like. I guess by that point we knew that she was gonna die. So I really thought she was gonna die at that specific moment, and then she didn't. I was like, oh, okay. Well, how is she gonna die then?
They kind of had a Happy Gilmore moment. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, she died 2 years later,
Yeah.
along with my newborn.
Yeah. Zero had a hard
Horrible life.
Yeah. Very horrible.
Yeah, that poor
And-
guy.
Yeah. And did you feel like in the beginning when he's trying to explain like who Gustav is, did you automatically assume that he was a con artist?
Gustav?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really? I
a little bit.
didn't pick up on that right away because it was just like I was kind of like, okay, that's kind of weird that, he kind of establishes relationships with these old rich ladies and then
That was
later
so
you kind
funny
of
when he's
see,
like blonde or whatever,
yeah,
and then he's like, "Do they have to be blonde?"
yeah,
Like, yes.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That so I didn't catch that right away up until um the will reading,
Hmm.
and then I was like, "Oh, that makes sense. Makes a lot
Actually,
of sense."
I think I just realized what I think the funniest moment is.
Hmm.
It's when they're at the will reading,
Mhm.
and then uh, Adrian Brody calls him a slur,
Yes.
a gay slur,
Yeah.
and then they like after the punching thing he goes, "If I find out that you touched my mother, he's like, I'm gonna kill you or whatever," and he goes, "I thought I was gay." And he goes, "Well, you're bi."
Yeah. He just changed it to fit the
I thought
narrative.
that was hilarious.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Um, let's see.
It was a definitely probably I think his funniest movie because
You
now
think
the
so?
more I think about it, it's just hilarious throughout the entire movie. It's really just a fun experience. One thing I will say that is a downside of this movie, I feel like, is the second act. Kind of drops off a little bit. Not too much, but it just kind of. Everything just kind of slows down, like completely changes the pace, but then it picks back up to what it was.
Yeah.
And then. Not even the whole second act, mainly just the time when Gustav is in prison.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like kind of
It.
drops the engagement. And
Mhm.
this is one where it is pretty easy to kind of not really pay attention to what's happening.
Mhm.
Uh, but like I didn't really have that problem because I was just focused on the movie. But I felt like it was really easy to just kind of disengage from it,
Yeah.
which was a little disappointing. But still, just really enjoyed this.
Yeah. I would say it's seemed very fast paced right off the bat.
And then
Um,
really slowed down.
yeah, really slowed down like once he went to prison, and then kind of after they escape
Mm-hmm.
and are going, trying to get to where they need to go. So I did feel like that part was pretty slow, and then yeah, it did pick back up, and it was fast paced again.
I do think it did really good at filling its space because
Yeah.
like this is about the same length as Lahane,
Hmm.
and it's like I like to use the movie Stand by Me
Okay.
because it's an hour 30, like
Hmm.
right at an hour 30. But the movie is just so fast paced and so quick that it's like over when you blink. And this and like Lahane just do a very good job at filling its time.
Yeah.
And I really just shows that you don't need to make a 4 hour movie to make a good movie.
True.
Time doesn't really matter unless you're like cutting time to cut time, just kind of cutting parts of the movie that are necessities.
Hmm.
But this just it didn't feel it felt like a 2.5 hour movie in a good way.
Yeah.
But it was did really good at that, and I feel like Wes Anderson is one that's really good about slowing down pacing,
Hmm.
taking these long drawn out shots. It's really weird how he does his close up shots. For example, one of the characters looks at a card.
Hmm.
Or like when he's talking about her nails, you don't actually see the nails.
No.
You are interpreting it in your mind what you think they look like.
Yeah.
But once it shows something that needs to be seen, it's like it's just showing a PDF or just a picture of the card.
Yeah.
Like when he's like looking at the card, you don't see his hand holding the card. It's literally just the card.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That was
And
interesting.
that's just a one weird thing about his style that I really enjoy. And if I were to see that in like, I don't know, if they showed that in like Transformers, that would look weird.
It would look weird.
Like
Yeah.
if they're like, oh, it's a Decepticon, and then they like show the emblem, and it's literally just like a PNG of the emblem. You'd be like, well, that looked off.
Yeah. You know what I thought when he was insulting her nails at the beginning, you know what I thought of? The the mannequin hand in Dexter.
Yeah, with
The different colored
yeah.
nails. That's what I immediately thought of for some reason.
The second you said nails, I was like, I know exactly where you're gonna go with this.
Yeah, yeah.
Still haven't watched Friday's episode of Dexter.
We're almost done.
I don't like season 8.
I don't either.
It's weird and kind of gross.
Yeah, but it's only 12 episodes, so it's fine.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. I mean,
what about the score and soundtrack?
I thought the score was incredible. I thought it was really good. Really liked the soundtrack. Don't know if it's in contention for like some of my favorites because it doesn't really stand out to me.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, it was very fitting.
Yeah.
I thought, especially very fitting for the movie itself, but also very fitting for the time frame of the movie takes place.
My biggest issue with Wes Anderson is also what I like him the most for, is his style. So, whenever we do the Fantastic Mr. Fox Criterion, it's like that we can't really talk about the style or like how it was shot because it's just the same, but it's still very different and artistic. But it's just how the people talk, how the people act, and everything is basically the same. It's just the only difference is the story.
Yeah, I think
it's obviously his strong suit, but it's also, I guess, partially his weakness.
Yeah,
as a director.
I think just because this is the only Wes Anderson movie I've watched, it seemed as though everything is very simple, except for the dialogue.
Yes.
The dialogue is very complex.
It's weird because the dialogue and looking at it at a two-dimensional like perspective, at a 2D version of it, which is ironic because that's how you watch a movie, but it's very flat. But then it's like an onion. It just keeps unraveling because like his movies are more what it makes you feel. But like the characters are so deep to the point where it's like you need to watch it like 30 times to like get a full, complete, definite understanding of each of the characters.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that's really special about his movies is they're so perceivingly flat. But then once you kind of realize what his intentions are and what these characters' purposes are, then it just keeps going further and further.
Yeah.
But it's so simple but so specific. Like there's one shot where once they have the boy with apple painting up, and it's crooked. And then it just throws you off because you're like, how would they allow this?
Yeah.
Because everything has to be perfect. And then it just lines up perfectly, and then everything just feels normal again.
Right. Was
weird. A lot of weird paintings in this movie also. A lot of nude paintings.
Yeah. Yeah, the painting that was replaced was it threw me off.
Graphic.
Yeah, it's very graphic.
There's a lot in the prison.
Oh, really? I didn't notice those.
I think I do like the prison stuff. It's cool, mainly because of Harvey Keitel's character. It's really weird, and at first I was like, I know who that is, and it was throwing me off because he was bald and had tattoos everywhere, but I was like, who is that?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I feel like I like looked it up because like I'm pretty sure that's Harvey Keitel, and then it was, and I was like, that's incredible.
Was the painting?
That's not real. The boy with apple isn't real, but it took 4 months to paint.
Oh, that was not going to be my question. But was it at the beginning when Jude Law's character shows up at the hotel? Was it in the back? Because it's in the back at the end.
I think it is. Well, actually, at one point, I think at the beginning they like show a newspaper, and if you look at like the first sentences, it explains the end of the movie.
Oh,
so that was a risky choice.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that at all.
I didn't either. I saw a video about it.
Yeah, I did like when speaking of the painting itself. Gustave is explaining the painting to Zero. I thought that was done really well, especially since over the last couple of years we've Elizabeth and I have gotten kind of into art. We like going to art galleries and stuff like that, and doing art auctions and stuff. And so when he was explaining it, I was like, okay, that was a good job of explaining how a painting is, because
Mm.
that's how they do it in art auctions most of the time.
What's what I thought was really interesting about that painting is the boy with apple. Is it took I don't think it took that long for them to find like the and someone to like base the painting off of, but it took 50 different costumes for them to figure out what he should be wearing,
Oh,
and then took the artist 4 months to paint.
oh, okay. Do you know who the artist was?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
I don't remember his name,
Hmm.
but it kind of reminded me a lot of like Glass Onion, like
Okay.
the emphasis on the painting.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting and cool perspective
Yeah.
that they showed.
And in the end, so Gustav had he became rich
Hmm.
and then died. He left everything to zero,
Yeah,
but
he
he
was the
didn't own
best.
the Budapest Hotel, or did he? Because I was confused at that.
I don't think he.
Because they mentioned that there was an owner that was rarely seen, and but then like Zero ends up with the hotel. He like traded or he traded his riches from Gustav for the hotel specifically.
Mhm.
Maybe that's what it was.
Uh, Another thing that I thought was interesting is at the beginning, it shows this wider perspective of the story of like that statue at
Mm-hmm.
like the bust of the guy, and then we see him writing
Mm-hmm.
about the Grand Budapest Hotel, and then we see him meet Zero and how he came up with it, and then we see Zero's story, how it just goes tunnels down, and then in the last few moments, I was still not confused but uncertain about everything that had happened, and then it just does that again without saying anything, just shows shots,
Yeah.
and then the final shot of the bust, and then I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that was cool. I
Yeah.
liked that a lot.
I did too. I really liked how it just kind of went into it at the beginning and then went right
Yeah.
out the same way.
It felt like if you ever look at diagrams of like a black hole, how it gets wide and then tunnels down in the wide again, or like a Chinese finger trap.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it
Yeah,
was
just like a Chinese finger trap, because you
yeah.
press your fingers in. You got to go into the story to get out.
I guess. That was, and it was so simple too.
Yeah.
Like,
It was quick. All they had to do was just show the characters again, and then everything is just kind of like that was the final just
yeah.
send off. I was like, okay, that was really good.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah.
So I think that's really all I have for this. Oh, and I kind of want to talk about that costume design. I really enjoyed the costume design for all of them, and I thought that was really funny that Zero just wears the lobby boy suit for like the over half the movie.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I don't like penguin suits, but I liked him in this movie.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. If
Oh wait,
if
no,
it
that's not the
Gustav's
final shot. Wasn't the final shot when they're in the train car, and then that thing where he's like, "Oh no, they have their papers." Was that the final shot? Yeah.
yeah, because that's when he explained that
Yeah.
he died. He got shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Gustav's outfit really fit him
Yeah.
specifically, because he seemed very over the top with like appearances and things like that,
Yeah.
and very particular. So I think it fit really well. And then let's see. I totally forgot what I was about to say. Oh well, that's fine.
Yeah. So, after this episode, what would you rank it?
Before, actually, let me do that now.
Yeah, I definitely will be rewatching this. This is if you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you have seen it and you don't have the Criterion, go buy it. It's really good looking Criterion. I like to flip mine, so
Did you flip it?
Yeah.
Already? Okay. Because it didn't look like this when we first got it, but
Yeah.
Um,
and then like the DVD is a coaster,
yeah, I like that a lot.
and then you have
Although
the
when you
shot
take
of
out this top one, the other one falls because it's not
What?
actually in there.
oh,
maybe it's
that doesn't
just
happen to
this
me.
one. Oh, well, it did to me.
But then you have like the pamphlet of the drawings.
Yeah, that was cool. I looked at that. I like that a lot.
But yeah, really enjoyable.
What's on the second disc?
I think that's just the behind the scenes stuff. I think
Okay.
there's just so much.
Okay.
So next month, do we want to say our next Criterion?
Yeah. It's going to be Kronos.
Directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. Very interested to see how that one is.
Then next week, our Tuesday episode will be...
Weapons.
Yeah. Will be our review on Weapons.
Yeah. We'll go watch it this week and then do our episode.
And then
on
obviously
Weapons.
movie news on Friday. But
Yep.
Yeah. That's all. You got anything else?
Nope.
And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.